Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Calling Studio web interface. Audio recording is on.
Let the children sing. You already know, talking shit, getting clicks. It's the me episodes. And this is our show tonight. Usually you're looking at it. Talk a little Don Lemon, a little A-Rod, a little Pollen, Hachu. And of course, the incomparable, the voice. We're gonna review I Wanna Dance with Somebody, the Whitney Houston biopic. Oh, don't get me effed up out here. Featuring our special guest, Dana Rochell. You want me episodes. Mo three times. That's who I am. That's who I be. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for cousin to hop herself in on the Zoom. So we're gonna get that set up. I'm gonna turn these applause off of right now and just say, hey guys, how's everyone? So, I have no idea what I'm go to the chat show. So I hope everyone out together. So can't call me on that phone. Let me do this. Let me yeah. Let's get her on speaker. Hello, you're on live. Me episodes. It's supposed to be the we episodes, but we're waiting for you. What's up? You want me to send you an invite? What's up? No. Hold on. Try to go to the meeting again. No, usually it sends me an invite. I am working with like 18 million screens though. It should let you hop in without. I'm gonna shoot you an invite. Is it at Yahoo, Gmail? Let's give my people some music while they wait for us to get it together. Chat is in the house. Chat's in the house. What's good, everyone? How's everyone doing? How? Why is my chat so small now? I think I know why. That's a little better. We'll do that. Chat's looking nice. I know you guys missed us. We were out. We were out and about. We were out and about doing our thing. Hey, Dana, did you text me? All right. There's Mainline. Hey, guys, I got a special guest for you guys. She texted me, but she should probably text the phone that I'm on. Ramid, happy birthday. Once again, he said it was boring. You gotta come hang out with your cousin. You know what I mean? Sip some Henny, relax, enjoy life, think about life. Think about life, enjoy life. While we wait for our guests, guys, I hear her. She said something about putting her eyelashes on so she can get with us. And yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Actually, you know what I could do, really? Hello? Did you send it? You text? Oh. Bet. Oh my God. You know, the email address, first of all, because she's not on yet, so I'll just trash talk her. Yo, first of all, she just sent me this email address, and this email address is what we call an atrocity. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest, that's right, our guest has an atrocious email address. I will not share it with you guys because I don't want you, actually, I wouldn't mind, honestly. Who uses underscores anymore? Honestly, we're going to talk about this. I can't wait. I can't wait till she gets on here. I'm not going to be abusive. I sure won't. There she is. There that is. Here. It's going to say here. I sent that email off as quick. Hey guys, it is Thursday. I am happy to be with you while we're waiting for our guest to join. It is Thursday, 313-825-5557. You already know. Our chat's here. Chat's looking healthy and strong. Let me move it over. I'll tell you guys about the trip. I'm just waiting for Ev Love. She decided she was going to get vittles. I'm giving up all the business of the house today. I am. All right, that's enough of that. But hey, as you guys know, there's Dana again. We're going to be talking tonight about these things. Now, as I was preparing this show, I realized that there has been updates there have been things going on in life, you know? And hey Dana, you get it? Oh, maybe I messed up that email address.
Oh, Dana understood.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Right. Dot. Do you think it might be in your drafts? Because I sent it to the right spot. Oh, is that what it said? Oh. Well, I am here. Waiting for you. Uh-huh. Oh, you're on the wrong one. I don't even know why it has his name on there. All right, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to copy this link real quick for you. And can I send it to the email address from yesterday? All right, I'm going to shoot it over there. All right, so let's do one of these. Back to Dana. Bam. Linked. Sent it. And then I'm going to chill out for a second and wait for you to come in. It's telling me to return to the meeting, which I am. So guys, we went to a George. Look, I still got this up. I am the worst host. I am the worst host. But yeah, guys, we went to me and Dana were in this this chat yesterday, and everything was working. I promise you. We're definitely. Yeah. So it was beautiful in Arizona, and if you want to hang out, there she is. I'm gonna move this right here. Anna's joining. She's connecting with audio. And boom.
Hello.
Oh, you're still not on.
I'm not.
No, but right now, here you are. Give it up.
Can you hear me?
Dana.
Yes, the one and only.
Let the children sing.
The one and only.
Oh, today is the NFL draft, huh?
Not interested.
Oh, wow. But Cotto is, and that means we're all interested in NFL draft.
I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, we're going to tell you. All right, guys. So tonight is the 2023 NFL draft, and it will actually be the 88th annual meeting of the National Football League franchises to select newly eligible players for the 2023 season. The draft is scheduled to be held outside of Union Station in Kansas City, Missouri.
Who has first pick this year?
Let's check the draft tracker. You're asking good questions.
For someone that doesn't watch football.
Listen, I watch football. My squad was in the Super Bowl. We came up short. I have not even looked at anything football related. But the first round pick will be going to the Carolina Panthers, but it looks like they have swapped with the Chicago Bears. Picking number 2 is Houston Texans, the Cardinals, the Colts. Then it would be the Seahawks, but it looks like they swapped with Denver, so Denver's at the 5 spot. Detroit looks like they swapped with LA, so LA looks like they're going to be in the 6th spot. The Raiders 7th, 8th the Falcons, 9th the Bears, and 10. I'm sorry, even with the Bears, there's that swap between the 9th Bears and the 1st. So pick number 9 is swapping with pick number 1. The Panthers are going to be swapping picks with the Chicago Bears. And then we got the Eagles, but it looks like we've swapped our pick, Bert Game.
The last time I paid attention to football, the Raiders owner was still using a overhead projector.
Yeah, this is so you can hear these then. Good. So can you hear this one?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Name that tune.
Well, no, I can't hear it actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't hear it.
That was Kevin.
But I just remember him being like a complete senior citizen, like whatever his name was. And I was watching ESPN, and he was showing plays on an overhead projector, and I was confused. Like, what? Why are we here? What are we doing?
What was this? Was this the early 90s?
No, this was like 2000s. What is the old guy's name that owned the Raiders?
Al Davis.
He was using an overhead projector in like 2009, 2010. It was ridiculous. I hadn't seen one of those since middle school.
Oh my goodness. Give it up to middle. You know what? I did not mean that sound effect. I am so happy you can't hear it, but let's give it up for middle school. And everybody, it's our cousin Ramid's birthday. He just celebrated his birthday. He is now 34 years old, guys.
Happy birthday.
Right? At least I'm entertaining you, Dana.
Oh, the 30s.
Yo, so how's life? How's everything?
Everything is good. Like, I just turned 40 in October. You know, 40s feel a little different. I feel a little seasoned, feel a bit more relaxed, a little bit more confident, more sure of myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not so stressed, not so pressed about certain things.
That's good.
I feel in control.
You let go and let God?
Not quite.
I love that you thought about it.
No. No, I didn't let go and let God.
So, I think the chat wants to know, the people want to know out there, like, what do you do? What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
How do you get that? How do you get that guap?
I must have Jamaican blood in my family because I have 2 jobs.
Oh, wow.
So what I used to do was I used to be like a family advocate, but I kind of switched gears and I work in the school district. Mm-hmm. I register all the kids for my school and keep up with their attendance and their records and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I also work at our children's hospital here in Charleston, South Carolina. And I work in the child life department. So we do like therapeutic play with our patients that have experienced trauma.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Let the children say. So it seems like all of your life, like you have been a caretaker of the little ones. I taught for 9 years, got the hell out the classroom. It's a dangerous place. There's a jungle in there. Really? The classroom? Might have to have you back on because we are going to be talking to some educators that are out there. And we'll definitely we all
run out of there. But you know, the school and the district that I work for now, like the school is amazing. They do great outreach for the community. So they're really patient. I mean, they have really renewed my love for education.
That's good. And
watching my peers.
All right. So you said you taught and then you were like a child advocate?
Yeah, a parent advocate. Mm-hmm.
So what did you do in that position?
What I did with that position was I helped and assist like the parents, the whole family, pretty much. Any issues, bills, family, any resources that I could find for them to kind of help unify and strengthen the family. That's what I did for them.
Oh, okay. So you're making sure families stay together, get back on their feet, and get being productive.
Yeah, they need their bills paid. If you're about to get evicted, your light's about to get cut off, anything like that.
It's pretty cool. That's
So
awesome,
it's like
guys.
light social work. So yeah.
She let her kids. Yo, that's amazing. To me, in my observations and just in my experience over life, I can understand that children can be a pain in the ass.
You know, they can, but parents have a huge influence on their behavior. Oh, wow. And how their environment is. Like they play a huge part. So if you have a good partnership with your parents and y'all can get on one accord, it really benefits the child.
That's crazy.
For the long run.
Kanye does say, hater, marry hater, and have hater kids. You know what I mean? Right? And I said to myself, guys, because right now we don't need Flash going. We don't need him doing that, do we?
Right. Yeah. So
That's crazy. So yeah. So do you know that, Dana, you are on with the guy who actually invented the term "fuck them kids"?
You should have patented it.
I should have.
Why didn't you patent that?
I said it before even Bernie Mac said it. I was a kid when I said it. I should have, right? Put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah. On a hat.
I mean, I don't really mean it, but you know what I mean.
FTK.
I love the babies. I love the kids. Not like, in a registry type of way, but I love the kids. Yeah. But at the same time, fuck the kids.
It's interesting that we both love children and we never birthed any children of our own.
That is true.
I enjoy naps, so that's kind of the leverage in the where I am with having children. Like I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to take my naps when I want to, and that's really the driving force.
Yeah, but I have kids.
You do. You don't get to take naps.
I got steps, and yeah, I do take naps. I've never not taken naps. That has never not happened. I take my naps. Right? Everybody take your naps. Take your naps.
I take a nap as soon as I walk through the door. Like of my house.
I've done that before. I've lived in that type of realm.
Do you hear the alarm? The fire alarm?
Yeah, I can hear it.
You can hear it?
Yo, change it. What is stopping you from
changing the battery? I have to change it. So the crazy thing is, right, let me explain. So I didn't realize that all my fire alarms are all connected. So I have to change all of them and not just the one that's beeping.
Oh, that's like in our house.
I didn't know that.
Every year we have like a week of like wondering, swapping out batteries and everything. How many fire alarms do you have?
One.
You should be careful.
I probably got like 3 upstairs because, and 1 downstairs. So
you just basically gave us the whole entire layout of your house.
It's all right.
That's right. You want to know why? Because Dana lives in South Carolina, the land of the plickety pow.
What do you love about my state, Maurice?
You know what I love about South Carolina? It's just easy. There really ain't no traffic. You can find some good food, and my family that I love is there, and their extended family who treats everybody like family, like everybody's family.
Right. Vineland feels like Monk's Corner, though.
Never.
You don't think so?
No. That's because you bring the Monk's Corner to the Vineland, New Jersey. I'm not.
Oh my God.
I'm not there. I'm out the way.
I feel like I'm in Monk's Corner when I come to Vineland.
Hold on for a second. I got to tell them that I'm out the way, but bitch, I'm from Cumberland. Just let them know. You know what I mean? I'm from Cumberland. But I don't feel like it's no.
You know?
Yeah, when me and Love came up there to visit, and she saw the dirt roads, and she was looking. She was like, "I've never seen anything like this before, except in my home country." She's from DR, of course. So
Right.
yeah, but you kind of do go back to District 13 when you're down there in South Carolina. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. I can't whistle it.
Oh my God. District 13.
District 13. That's where. But still, I'm not gonna lie, it is a beautiful place to be at. Definitely. Even though
Yeah, you're like 30 minutes from Charleston. How far were you from Savannah? Like 2 hours from Savannah, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. You know,
about an hour and a half from Myrtle Beach.
Tell them. You in that low country.
Yeah. So.
Is it Geechee Gullah or just Gullahs or Geechees out there?
It's Geechee Gullah.
So you got a mix of both in the Gullah. That's a whole different type of tradition out there. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, we have to tell the people, like, while we're here, like, South Carolina, you took us through there. We went through Charleston. We went through the original slave point. Like where,
the slave market
came off the ships. Like South Carolina was like Escobar back in the 80s. You know what I mean? If you got a slave, it usually came through Charleston.
Yeah. Or Sullivan's Island. Yeah, but Charleston mainly, yeah. You were walking on the chopping blocks like you didn't even realize it.
No, I felt it. I felt it through my Yeezys. I felt it through my Yeezys.
Okay. And
then the chopping blocks is kind of like making me bounce because it's kicking my Yeezys off because Kanye was wilding at the time. You know what I mean? He hadn't come to grips. But yeah, it's a beautiful place, man. I love it down south. It is awesome. Yo, so you know what? I don't want to share screen. Are we going to share screen? Are we going to do this?
Yeah, we can.
You know what? All right, guys, we're going for it. It's going to look weird, but I'm sharing. What screen am I going to share? I don't like that all my businesses.
It makes you nervous?
No, not at all. I don't. It's my computer.
Don't accidentally click anything inappropriate. You are in your man cave. Anything can happen.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you what. Anything can happen, and it usually does.
Oh my gosh.
It goes down in a cave. All right. So, everybody, you're looking at me and Dana right now. Ooh. I don't even know. We're even on screen.
We are.
On screen, off screen. What I want to really do, though, is zoom and take it with me. This is something I didn't think of when I was putting the show together. But, oh, yeah, that's the screen. That's the screen we're on. That's what we got going. All right, so let me move this display capture over. This is me. Because we'll go back. All right, so for everybody on the show, everybody, thanks for joining us. You know what I mean? I'm in here special guesting. With,
what did you do today? How was your day?
Rochell, it is not a misspelling. Her name is not a misspelling. It is spelled Rochell. That's it. That's where it ends.
That's it.
That's it. That's where it ends.
Don't give me any extra letters.
So is it Rochelle still, or is it like Rochelle, or is it Rockhell?
It's pronounced Rochelle. They just didn't put an E on the end of it.
Yo, chat, I need you to chime in. Chat, chime in. What do we think about Rochelle without the E? Let me know, guys. Ones if you like it, zeros if you don't like it. I need responses now. Then I didn't mean to do that to you, but all right. So we're gonna go through the show. Because we can. All right. So Dana, what do you feel about talking about Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson being fired?
Let's talk about it.
All right, they were fired.
Now, what was the rationale behind them getting fired?
All right, so now this is probably going to be a very good conversation. So one of the issues that they've been giving different interviews that Don Lemon has done over, the past year of things that have probably gotten him fired. One was the interview with Nikki Haley. Well, not the interview with Nikki Haley, the interview where they were discussing Nikki Haley on the show, and he started talking about women having a time frame or being in their prime for a woman. He's like, search it on Google, basically kind of doing a tongue-in-cheek reference to the current man-woman debate that's going on the internet throughout all cultures, mind you. But it does seem like there's a specific culture that is put on the spot when it comes to the man-woman debate at this time, even though I can assure you that it's going on all over. So that was one thing. Like he said that about her, and then the women that were on there kind of took it like whatever. But Don Lemon's a gay guy. Does that not give him any leverage? Ask in the chat. Asking questions.
Well, as far as women being out of their prime, so like, do you hear Bentley barking? It depends on what topic you're talking about. Like, so when you talk about careers, like 40s.
Right, and that's what I think he was talking about. Like, first of all,
she's actually in her prime because in your 20s and 30s, you're building your career up. Right. So you're finally at the status that you want to be in your career at your 40s and 50s, and you're doing it. So that is your prime career-wise for some people, for some women.
I get that.
Now, if you start talking about anatomy and stuff, then that's a different conversation.
I mean, I don't think he's talking about fairly. I think he was just making a joke. It got twisted way out of proportion.
Yeah. Because in politics, you're not going to be in your prime in your 20s in politics in your career.
Right. There's certain things that you're going to be in, that you're suited for at different ages.
Right. I don't think he should have got fired over that conversation, though. I wasn't offended. That's the whole point in having a debate.
Not even having a conversation is sharing ideas. You kind of got to give people the space to put their foot in their mouth sometimes. I mean, listen, I've done almost where we got like 50 shows in so far, and I'm pretty sure you can go back. Like, you can go back, and I've said the most craziest-ish ever. I mean, you can probably rewind back a couple minutes ago and I've said something crazy. But like, especially somebody who gets paid to talk for a living. Yeah. Oh man.
And that's what makes the conversation interesting. Like, you don't want it to always be safe. So I thought I've heard people say and do things way worse.
Yeah. Love says he was also accused of acting like a diva and treating others as less than. And
so my question is,
all personalities do that. I don't think people really get fired for that. But in my opinion, and I'm going to talk about Don Lemon. I mean, we can do talk. It's the same. They're both getting fired, different reasons, different results from it. But to me, like, Don Lemon was on primetime. I remember him being on primetime, and then he got stuck down in the morning. So when I saw him pop up in the morning, it wasn't like filling in for somebody or, doing like, bro, like, that's crazy. You got demoted. Yeah. And I believe he got demoted because he had said some craziness before. Or maybe he was acting like a diva and everything like that. But 17 years.
That's a long time.
And they admit that they fired him through his agent, which is, I mean, honestly, that's what your agent's for, to get you hired. And if you get fired, they're gonna be the one that gets that word. And then there was something about, I guess CNN wanted to talk to him so he could probably give like a farewell address and ship him out or anything. But he was already in his bag, and not the good bag.
He was already in his feelings about it.
Yeah. He did pop up, and they were doing interviews. He was all smiles and everything, but I know he's choking.
So did he get fired after he came to work, or did he find out he was fired while he was home before he got there?
He was in the morning. I think he had signed off the air and got fired.
So you used me for one last show and then you fired me?
This was on a Monday morning, I believe.
You could have told me that before I got out the bed.
Yo, on real, hit me up, text me and say, hey, we don't need you to come in today. We're moving in a different direction or whatever. You know, we'll send
you wasted my time, makeup, wardrobe. Really?
Gas money.
You got one more use out of me before you fire me.
Exactly. You made me, yeah.
Don't fire me at the end of my shift. Tell me before I get there.
Tell me before my alarm. As my alarm clock is going off, so I know I can just have a free day. Yeah,
like, that's crazy.
I gotta suffer through traffic. Now, Tucker Carlson, on the other hand, there was also another thing. He had another conversation with a Indian guy from the NRA.
Okay, I saw a clip of that, but I didn't see like the beginning of the conversation, so it was kind of hard for me to make this like judgment call on it, because I kind of caught it in the middle when it was already like heated.
I'm gonna get that. Let me see if I can pull. It looks like a little 2-minute clip. We might be able to bounce with. Let me throw it up. Guys, forgive me. We are going guerrilla style this evening. All right, so obviously you guys can see I'm ripping this from Yahoo. I mean, Pantene, guys, you can't go wrong with it.
Reductive and actually I find your explanation reductive and actually insulting, including to black Americans, to say that black people today, compared to 1964, 1865, haven't made progress in part because of the freedoms we secured. And the Second Amendment was part of what secured them that freedom.
I cannot keep a thought if you guys are talking to me in my ear. So hang on one second. So to say that black...
All right, so obviously his producers are in his ear trying to tell him something, and he's like, yo, get out my ear. I think that is, you know, maybe a little unprofessional. Maybe you guys got a sign that means get out of my ear while you're on air. I'm pretty sure we have these things. Like you do a little or a little or something like that to stop talking.
It sounded like somebody was like telling him, don't go off, Don.
You know what?
Stay composed, Don. Don't lose it. Stay on track.
This guy
don't get reared in.
Vivek Ramaswamy is talking that shit. Don't get reeled into it. You know, first of all, he's a GOP presidential candidate.
Okay.
I mean, he's a candidate. All candidates are going on there shilling something or whatever idea. And then, you know what? Chat, you guys are in here. Let's hear the rest of this conversation, and then let's dig into it. But I'm going to rewind it back to the beginning. Sorry, got to do it.
I find your explanation reductive and actually insulting, including to black Americans, to say that black people today, compared to 1964, 1865, haven't made progress in part because of the freedoms we secured. And the Second Amendment was part of what secured them that freedom.
I cannot keep a thought if you guys are talking to me in my ear. So hang on one second. So to say that black people, say what you said again.
Black people secured their freedoms after the Civil War. It is a historical fact, Don. Just study it. Only after their Second Amendment rights were secured.
They were not secured their freedoms after the Civil War. That is not. You are discounting Reconstruction. You're discounting a whole host of things that happened after the Civil War when it comes to African Americans, including the whole reason that the Civil Rights Movement happened is because black people did not secure their freedoms after the Civil War, and that things turned around. People tried to change the freedoms that were supposed to happen.
And you know how they got it? They got their Second Amendment rights, and they actually got the NRA played a big role in that. But today, Don, the NRA
did not play a big role in that.
They trained black Americans how to use firearms.
That's a lie. That's not. The NRA did not play a big role.
This is just historical fact.
But Don,
the part that I find,
because you say it's historical fact,
the part that I find insulting is when you say today black Americans don't have those rights after we have gone through civil rights revolution in this country.
You are sitting here telling an African American about the rights and what you find insulting about the way I live, the skin I live in every day.
Here's where you and I have a different point of view.
Black and white that black people don't have in this country, and that black people do have.
Well, here's where you and I have a different point of view. I think we should be able to express our views regardless of the color of our skin. We should have this debate without me regarding you as a black man, but me regarding you as a fellow citizen.
That's what I think we should say. Whatever ethnicity you are, explaining to me.
Whatever ethnicity I am,
what it's like to be black.
Whatever ethnicity I am, I'll tell you what I am. I'm an Indian American. I'm proud of it. But I think we should have this debate. Black, white, doesn't matter.
I think we should have this
on
debate.
The content of the
ideas. If you're going to do it, you should do it in an honest way and in a fair way. And what you're doing is not an honest and fair way. Okay? We appreciate you coming on.
With due respect, Don, I look forward to continuing that conversation.
I'm not going to lie. He curved him very professionally, but it is a curve. He curved the shit out of him.
He did.
Giving it up to Don for curve. Because, you know, like, honestly, when I think of Don Lemon, he got fired, I was like, okay, Don Lemon get fired. It's not like he's shaking up you're not shaking up the black community or anything. Because Don Lemon has been really hit or miss over the years. I mean, and that really comes with the job. You're talking so much, you're talking from people. I mean, opinions are going to pop out. So as somebody who gets in front of a camera and talk,
that constitutes getting fired.
Yeah, I give him grace for that. But this one right here with Vivek Ramaswamy, oh my God, that's what, dude, CNN. That's really what you need people like him there for.
Right.
Who's he sitting next to? Is that Poppy Harlow? Alison Camerata? It's one of them. Anyway, she didn't look comfortable at all with the conversation.
I feel like this is more personal because I feel like they're like kind of pulling at strings to try to find a reason to fire him, but they didn't really have one.
Well, you know what? He was on CNN for 17 years. Can you imagine? Right. 17 years ago, guys. It's 2023. He came in around what, 2007?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had there was a great presidential candidate that came out at 2007, right? Running for the hearts and the minds of the country that became, became president. And I'm going to say through the helpful coverage of CNN and a Don Lemon. Perhaps.
Yeah, that was.
And now his use is over. Barack's not coming back, Don.
So who do you think's going to pick him up?
Oh, wow. All right. So first of all, I think he was making some cheddar cheese, like 25 million or whatever. And he's owed that over 3 years of the next contract. So then we're going to talk about, are they going to give him his money or not? I'm not doing the pocket watching thing, but just seeing how the business works of, hey, are they going to give him his 25 million and just let him go and buy him out like that? That's where we're sitting there. Because knowing if I'm going to get my 25 mil, I can plan better with my future and what I want to do next. Because then I don't have to. I'm not going to go over to another network. I don't know. Don Lemon, can you see him on MSNBC? I can't see him on Fox News.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
They're actually acting like they're Fox News when they fired him.
I mean, the talk on the street is that Tucker Carlson got fired first, right? He got fired first, and then they said an hour later, Don Lemon got fired, and a lot of people speculate that CNN was like, "Oh, Fox News got big news. We're about to get rid of this guy anyway. Let's do it today." And we'll all be in the Fox News, or else we would just be talking about Tucker Carlson right now.
Right.
Man.
A distraction.
It is a distraction. Maybe Fox News and CNN are in cahoots. And I've already thought about that. I thought about that just for how they handled the Trump campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they would just be sitting there waiting for him for 15 minutes of just dead air, looking at a podium, going back and forth, saying the same stuff over and over again. Like even when like a crazy issue happens, if it's a school shooting, or I remember the Dallas shooter was shooting up people in Dallas about 2017, I believe. Like they get to a part where they've given you all the information that they can give you, and now it's basically not a replay. Even though they should just rewind it back and replay it for you, they don't do that. They just do it with a whole new crew and give you the same old information. You know what I mean? Especially when it's something like development like that, and they barely will flip away from it. But I mean, over the last I'd say 5 years, I have grown off of the news. I've come off of the news.
CNN can be so addictive. Like it is like a live soap opera for me.
Right. And I was thinking about that today. I was like, I remember watching CNN. I was like thinking like, why did you really watch CNN? Like, all right, they would give like middle of the way type of news. I like where they came off and appeared to be impartial, because they would go after both the left and the right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I mean, the music, the morning music, even like the commercials, like it's a nice soothing life insurance commercial, or some Cheerios or some shit like that. But
politics
the way it was presented.
It's such a soap opera, and when you get into it, you just can't look away. Like just the insurrection. Like I remember watching the insurrection on my phone, like glued.
Right.
Like no work got done that day in my office. Like I was glued, like, and then rushing home to turn my TV on to finish watching.
Like when the sun goes down, what's gonna happen now?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember watching. Like, I was a normal day at work, and then like one of my coworkers was like, "Yo, I guess they're having an insurrection at the thing," but it was just people kind of hanging out.
The crazy thing about it is, and then you're looking at the news to see if you see any of your colleagues at this insurrection, because South Carolina, we're in the South.
Yeah.
There was I'm
pretty sure they had some tour buses going up there.
There were about 5 buses that left.
Full of people.
The Somerville area to go to the insurrection. And did
any of them get arrested?
Certain colleagues, there were rumors, allegedly, let me say allegedly, certain colleagues that helped pay for those buses to go there. So I was very invested in watching to see if I could see any of
inside the rotunda.
Right.
What were you gonna do? Were you gonna point them out like, "Yo, I saw you at the rotunda"? Is it like over there for you? Or are you sending like a discreet little email with a link?
Screen record. You just waiting to screen record and send it to work and be like, "Guess who was there?" Yeah. So that was a real thing in South Carolina. Like they had buses leaving here, like in the next town over.
Right.
Yeah, like 15 minutes from my house. Like they were on their buses on their way to Washington.
Let me tell you
to the insurrection.
I moved to DC at the end of 2007. Right, I was there just in time to watch Barack Obama become inaugurated. Bomb-ass inauguration, shitload of people out there, over 2 million. I would suggest freezing cold day. All right. So, I say all that, and then I forget what I'm going to say, though.
We're talking about the insurrection.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the insurrection. Oh, yeah. All right, so I'm living out there, and I'm going to say at least once a week, there was busloads of people that would come through, because I worked in, like, one of the parts where the buses would stop. They come through the mall, eat, and whatever. I work really close to where everything went down. So you would see at least once a week 5-6 buses of people just coming down to protest. Like they're coming out of state, Cleveland, Ohio, Texas, the Dakotas, Missouri. They're coming from all around the nation just to have a day in the nation's capital, shot some shit at the Capitol steps, and then go home. I'm going to tell you, there were not many. I never saw not one black person get off that bus. So when you juxtapose that with, the Black Lives Matter riots or whatever you want to call them, and people saying, "Yo, they got time to go out there and riot. They need to be getting boots and going to work." Like, come on, bro. On the other side, we've seen people who had leisurely ass protests all the way to D.C., spending all these resources to chant and yell and hold a sign.
Right.
I'm all for protests. I'm all for if something goes down that, people are going to do what they're going to do.
They're going to do what they're going to do.
I'm not really all about, rioting or people losing their lives at all. I don't condone it, but I understand it. I can understand it. I understand it. And a lot of times it is because, it's a power to keep people, whatever. But moving on, Tucker Carlson. Do you got anything to wrap up with our boy Donnie Lemon? I was going to name
I hope he gets his money. I hope he gets his 25 mil.
25 mil?
I feel like they could have found a clause in his contract to try to not give him his money. You got to read the fine print. So it depends on what the stipulations were in his contract.
And
so we shall tune in and wait and see.
One last question, though, I got for you. In this situation, like they said, CNN was like, "Hey, we're going to bring him in front of the office." Would it have been better for him to leave out on a high note? Maybe because I can see it. 2 years down the line, guess who's back? And it's Don Lemon. He's got his own show on CNN, but it seems like he went to Twitter. So it does seem that he used Twitter, burn that bridge.
I don't know. Like, if you shit on me, I don't want to come back and work for you.
Also, like you said before, there is 25 million. There's some millions hanging in the balance, and it may have to do with how you behave.
Right.
Or is he like, yeah, that was my last contract, but I'm already G'd up. I don't need that 2025. I already got it.
What's Twitter saying?
Damn. Are we going? F what Twitter is saying. We got a whole chat here. Ain't that right? Got a whole chat here. I want to bring our chat down just a little bit.
What's Twitter saying about Emmett Till? Big news today.
About Emmett, the death of, what's her name?
Her name was, I should say was, because she is deceased.
Yeah, on real.
Her name was Carolyn Bryant Donham. Donham. Am I saying, I don't know if it's pronounced Donham or
Dunham.
Donham.
Probably like Dunham.
Donham.
Man,
Died today of cancer, 88 years old.
Listen,
I know Instagram was going off. Like the comments in Instagram was crazy.
I bet.
They was like, let's stay focused on Jerry Springer. We're not even giving this bitch
We're not giving her the time of the day.
We're not giving her the time of day.
That's not good. I mean, no. But she's got her time. Got her time.
Yeah.
Her time is right now. Right here, right now. And we're looking at her. And this is her. This is a lady who said, and they said this was, hold on, years ago, they said she was on her deathbed and made this confession. So she probably had like a stone or something and thought it was over, and she made this confession. At which point I would say, my nigga, throw her ass in fucking jail. Throw her in jail. I don't care.
Throw her in jail.
I don't care if she has 1 day left to live. Yo, spend it in jail. Spend it in jail. That is my honest
solitary.
opinion.
In solitary. No, or maybe she needs to be with the general population. That would be a great punishment for her. I mean, nothing will suffice for nothing.
Put her in gym pop.
Nothing will suffice for what they did to a child. The torture.
And because she lied.
Yeah.
Because she lied. Because she lied. And the thing is, let's not get it twisted. I mean, even what Emmett Till was accused of, no human being should have been treated that way.
Right.
At worst, a punch to the eye. But not even by a grown man. He was a little kid.
Yeah, he was 13, 14.
13 years old. Going down south. Moms sit him down south. They got the Till movie that we'll probably have to review next week or the week after.
Right.
Yeah, I that's something I don't want to watch, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to take that.
You know, when you hear the story and the things that they did to him and how they tried to bury him before she got there and how his body smelled around the block before she even got to the funeral home, she could smell her child.
All right. Dana's going to come back in. She's going to pop in with us because I got the cheapy Zoom. I got the cheapy Zoom. But it's coming back. Dana! 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 Dana!
I'm back.
She's back! Yeah, there we go.
So, like, that's just crazy. Like, the torturing someone all night long, castrating them. She talked about, you know, the deformities and his ears missing, his eyeballs hanging out of his sockets when she saw his corpse.
You know what they did to his privacy?
All his teeth being knocked out. She talked about how much money she spent on his teeth and making sure that he had pretty teeth, all his teeth being knocked out of his mouth. They even looked like, she said, it looked like somebody like chopped him in the middle of his head, where his head was kind of severed apart. And you got to think, like, in our generation, this was our grandparents' generation.
Yeah.
So these are people that we still, this era of people, this genre of people are people that we are still walking around with today.
Yeah.
You know,
still on this planet, on this earth with us.
Yeah, like, so his mother just passed away. When did she die? Last year? She hasn't been deceased that long.
Really?
But
Emmett Till's mother just died?
It hasn't been long ago that she passed away.
And that makes sense. That's why there's a movie out.
Yeah. So,
that's crazy, man. Like, just being that young, I think a lot of it, I'm from up north. So we know, like, a lot of up north kids know taking that trip down south. You know what I'm saying? Getting out of the hustle and bustle and running around with your socks and your shoes off and wilding out. I wouldn't do it in South Carolina.
So she died. I was incorrect. She died in 2003. His mom.
All right. So, but still, that's not too
That's
long
not that
ago.
far away. Yeah. So to think that thought process still exists in our generation, because those individuals are, I always think about when I see a Caucasian senior citizen in their 80s, and I think about the pictures that I see of Black men being lynched, and everyone's just kind of watching and having a picnic and laughing and posing with their children.
Yep.
I'm walking around with those people today that could be in those photographs.
Definitely. Easily. Because I mean, they're doing TikToks, and that's where obviously we get a lot of our information from. Of course, you got to recheck, but there are a lot of people that are in nursing homes right now, and they are confessing the murders that they did on their deathbed.
They are confessing to murders, and they're seeing the spirits of the individuals that they were responsible for their deaths.
Whether real or
before
imagined,
they're passing away.
Whether real or imagined, they are saying this, and they want to get right, want to make it right, and they're nah, man. There's
a TikTok algorithm right now where Black health officials are talking about how white people are constantly apologizing to them before they pass away. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you don't have to apologize. Why are you apologizing to me? And they're having these confessionals.
Yeah, because we were fucking you and your kind up back in the day. When I was a young boy, I was beating people up, dragging them and dragging.
And they're trying to make all well before they pass to the other side.
And yet we are still having this conversation about reparations. Oh my goodness. Guys, y'all are getting it. Y'all are getting a great one. You got Dana Rochell here. Rochell. You got Dana Rochell here, guys. And really?
Yeah.
We're throwing some
crazy
things out. Oh, Triggers Tarot is was commenting on
it's crazy. I want to say that she lived in North Carolina.
Twitter is definitely bashing that woman that she got away with a murder without consequence.
Without consequence.
Yo, quick question here. Just as a human question here. She's 88 years. This probably happened when she was in her probably late teens, early 20s, right?
Right.
So now she's had to deal with this for the last 70 years, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. Human being, we all change, we all, evolve, or devolve, if you will. But how can someone, as you say, people are making confessions and something, and a lot of those people are making confessions because they just did some rotten shit. Not even murder or get somebody murdered. Just, I felt bad because I pushed this lady in a puddle because she was a Black lady. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can get either or. So you can get a patient that wants to purge before death, or you can get a patient that is still their late 80s and 90s and is like, I do not want this nigga taking care of me or touching me.
Yes, sure.
Like they still have it embedded in through and through. Where medical personnel are like, well, you don't have a choice because I'm the only doctor on call, ma'am, sir. Like, I'd rather die than allow you to touch me.
What you cheering?
That's crazy, man.
So, I mean, it's a real thing. It's my sister's a nurse. There are times where racism occurs with patients where you're there to give a service to them and to help them, and they're refusing the service because of your race.
Yeah, that's great.
And you still have to remain professional and do your job.
No, you don't. You don't have to. You don't have to.
You can walk off that job and be like, F that job.
Yeah, but before you do, you gotta, freshen some people up. Give them some fresh ones.
Well, you don't want to lose your license over a racist idiot.
That's true. You just gotta check where the camera's at.
Mm-hmm.
put a sock over your hand so you don't hear the smack to it. But
right.
Damn, yo, like, all right. So yeah, my whole thing was like, yo, is it possible that this lady basically has been suffering with that amount of guilt and remorse for the last 70 years? Is it one of those things, or is it one of those things when she made the actual deathbed confession because she thought she was going to die and she believes in God and she believes in Jesus? I hope she goes to heaven. I hope she sees that he does not look like Cesar Borgia. You know what I mean?
She can see Jesus, but I don't want her to be with Jesus.
This isn't okay, man. This is not okay. This has to be racist.
Right?
She can see Jesus, but she can't stay with Jesus. I'm sorry.
No, she's quick little trip like, hey, how we're gonna live up here, and
I need Jesus to reject her and be like, I don't know you.
You're going to coach.
Goodbye.
Yeah, man, it's very, very unforgivable. Very, very.
Because even wanting the forgiveness all the way at the end still shows how selfish and self-centered.
Very selfish, yeah.
And inhumane you really are.
Yep.
Because if you look at footage from that case and how all the men got off, when they had news personnel out there interviewing them, they're kissing their wives passionately, like in this celebratory way, like tonguing them down.
Because they thought they were going to get caught because something so vile happened that they had to get the FBI was getting involved. So, that's just nuts. Tied to a cotton gin, thrown into a swamp, castrated, bludgeoned, knifed.
Unrecognizable.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, man.
May she lift her eyes in hell.
Wow. To hell she goes. To hell she goes.
Yeah. There has to be justice somewhere. So maybe she's getting her justice in eternity.
And yeah, she never, not from my knowledge, knowing she got it on Earth. You know what I mean? Hey, have you seen that video in India when they're burying the Indian lady and the elephant comes and she's stomping them out? I think the elephant had killed the lady and they're having a funeral. The elephant comes to stomp her dead corpse. Oh, do I have to share this? Do I have to share this with you?
Was this a real thing?
Yeah. It's on the internet. We got AI now. You never know what's real.
Where's Evelyn?
I don't know. Is she in the chat?
Marion Evelyn was the best thing you could have ever done.
June 14, 2022, elephant kills woman, returns to funeral to trample her.
He was mad at her.
Yo, you know the elephant is my favorite animal in the world.
Really?
Yeah, they're chill. They're so chill and they're gentle. They don't mess with nobody, but with them, they're the real kings of the jungle. You don't ever see a lion fucking with a damn elephant, do you?
Elephant.
Everybody wants to be lions. Why? Elephant. And they live long. Incredibly smart. Memories.
Have you ever seen an elephant that has had their trunk amputated?
I have not.
It's a sad thing to see.
I'm about to share this. We'll look at pictures of that. We'll explore all of this. Guys, we are taking side missions.
This next one was a part of a Korean art house.
All right, this comes in from GB News.
With an embittered, vengeful woman in the place of a massive, angry elephant.
Yes, this has given me an Telegraph. An elephant killed this woman.
Which is horrible.
Which is a horrible story, and I'm sorry about this. This is in India. Then it gets funny. Because
Josh.
the 70-year-old lady, she had a good innings. Come on. All right, I don't want to get tweets from India. But look, this poor lady died at a watering hole, 70 years old, got stampled to death by this elephant. And the funeral later that night, the elephant came back and they took the body off the pyre and then trampled over her corpse again.
This elephant really hated this woman.
I don't know what did this woman do
right.
to the elephant?
Oh, they're talking
What
about
did
it.
she
I want
do
to see
to the
the
elephant?
video. I want to see the video. Yo, they say elephants never forget. So whatever she did was some unforgettable shit.
He snipped her down hours, like,
Killed her,
really?
then came back and like O-Block style. Hold on, here it is. I better see it. I've seen this video. Why can't I find the video? Are we even allowed to put this on YouTube? All right, here's a TikTok. Watch till the end. You got to.
You still got the racist bitch on the screen.
It's going viral and we need to talk about it. It's about how an elephant killed a 70-year-old woman in India because of something that she did.
He's still on the screen.
She did in a moment. Because
really?
killing her is not the strangest part of this story. It's a known fact that in India...
Hold on. Chat, are we looking at the TikTok right now?
No, we're still looking at Emmett Till's killer. All the pictures of her.
Lord, Lord, Lord. Have the mercy. Let me tell you something. Guys, in this. You're not looking at now. Are you looking at the? If you're looking at YouTube, it might be behind.
I'm not. You still got the Google up of Carolyn Bryant's pictures.
Oh, that's crazy because I don't even know this Carolyn Bryant lady that you speak of.
Emmett Till's killer.
All right, we're back. Oh, I had to stop. I stopped sharing. Okay, let me reshare, and we're going to the screen. See, I got it now, guys.
There we go.
For me, yay for me.
Yo, he is mad.
Who's mad?
The elephant.
He's PO'd. Are you looking at a video?
I'm waiting on you to push play.
It's about how an elephant killed a 70-year-old woman in India because of something that she did. We will talk about what she did in a moment. Because killing her is not the strangest part of this story. It's a known fact that in India, elephants caused the death of over 150 people in a year. But this woman's death was a little too personal than anything you would ever imagine. Because after the elephant killed the woman, it was said that the elephant still showed up at her funeral to attack her dead body one more time. The 70-year-old woman is named as Maya Momo. And it's not very clear what she may have done. But according to some sources, it was said that the woman helped some hunters attack the elephant's child. You know those hunters that go for animals' trunk, they call them poachers or something. So it was said that the woman was throwing stones at the elephant, distracting the elephant from protecting her child. And that was how the hunters killed the baby elephant. So apparently, a few days later, the woman went back to the village and everyone moved on with their lives. Except the elephant, who still remembered the woman's face and remembered what the woman did to her, allegedly. So it was on the 10th of June when Maya went to the well to fetch water. When out of nowhere, the elephant attacked. Some sources claim that there were other people at the well, but the elephant went directly for Maya. The elephant pounced on her, trampled on her, causing her serious injuries. Eventually, the woman was able to be helped by her family and friends who were close by, witnessing the animal assault her. Maya was eventually taken to the hospital, where she eventually succumbed to her injuries and passed. A funeral was soon prepared for her, where family and friends came to pay their last respects. And just in the middle of the funeral, according to how the story goes, the elephant showed up in the village, scattering everything from the outside, destroyed the woman's farm, killed the woman's goats, and then broke into the funeral room and went straight for the woman's dead body and began to trample on it again, killing the woman's spirit, body, and soul all over again.
Oh, that's at G_let's talk.
Don't fuck with an elephant's child.
Check him out. Yo, that's crazy.
Don't.
That's nuts. Dana, like,
That's crazy.
How? Why? Why? Yo, all right. So my question is, after viewing this, is this how Emmett Till's mom should have been towards Carolyn Bryant?
There's so many layers to that because, she would formulating a plan to even get to the killers is a whole nother task.
Oh, I have to challenge that. I have to give a little pushback on that. You want to know why I'm going to give you pushback on saying that? Is because, first of all, they're in a town where everybody knows where everybody is, who everybody was, and actually everybody in that town knew who was involved in that murder.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there are both white people in that town and black people in that town. They have the same information. So some of the black people in the town, you give it to our special Brother Man Death Squad that comes in and clears the place out. And this is the reason why I say it would be easy, because they would never expect it. These people were so humble and docile, even, and chill, just like the elephants. And hey, you're not expecting that. But honestly, with the lady that got killed with the elephant, I mean, there were guys involved with it. It had to be personal. It was a woman-to-woman thing. Like, yo, you're probably a mother. You say I'm a mother. You have no soul.
But the elephant, remember, she was the distraction. So the elephant stayed focused on her because she was the one being the distraction to the elephant while they were killing her child.
I'm glad that you listened to those little intricate details.
Yeah. So
yeah, she was like, oh, I really remember you.
Really remember you. Yeah.
This makes me want to talk about some like elephant brains. Talk about the brains of the elephant. Maybe do an MRI on and see what they got going on. Or do they have like a photographic memory or something like that? Because they do say the elephants know.
How long do elephants live? Like, what's their lifespan?
80, 90 years.
Mm.
Technically, long enough to get going to Carolyn Bryant's funeral. Get her.
We need to send that elephant to stomp her corpse.
Yo, honestly, like I'm with that. I am totally with that. But at the same time,
does her children and her grandchildren know
what type of woman their grandmother was?
Right.
Yes.
Like her grandchildren, and I'm sure she has great grandchildren now. Do they still carry the same belief system as their grandmother?
That's great.
Do they? Because some people can be proud.
Right. It has been my observation that in families like this, and you can tell me too, because you're there. But it's been my observation that usually if it's a parents like that, then yes, the child will be like that. But there is also the opposite reaction for some children where they are just repulsed by that, and they're just like, fuck it. Not that I'm not even going to partake in hanging out with black people, but you know what, motherfucker? I'm going to go get me a black dude or a black woman.
I wonder if they had souvenirs like in their house from this murder.
I mean, come on. They probably had I don't know. When the heat was going down.
Like, do they still have?
Oh, sorry.
There are 80-year-old people that have antique furniture with our hair.
Hey, Dana, you can't hear Ev Love, but she's on the phone. I'm sorry.
It doesn't have to do with
interrupting you. I guess I'm going to mute her. All right. Ev Love, you call back when you get right, because it seems like she's driving and whatever. All right. So there we go. You were saying.
I said, in South Carolina, you can find individuals with antique furniture that have our hair stuffed in the cushioning because they used our hair as cushioning for furniture. So real antique furniture, you can take it apart and find African-American hair stuffed in there.
But Dana, we're still having arguments over reparations.
Why are we arguing about that? They're not going to give you anything.
With America. I would say start in South Carolina.
You know, we have a lot going on, especially the laws with abortion changing. You know, Florida's on board, Texas is on board. You know, you usually see this ripple effect.
Sorry,
So,
Dana.
this is not the season to get pregnant.
You're back. You're on the phone.
Hello?
Can you take it off a speaker or whatever? I need raw phone.
Hello?
I need raw phone. Hello? Talking shit, getting clicks.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't hear a lot. I can't hear too much.
Oh, he's on the thing there, so I can't hear over here.
All right, call me back. Bye. All right, so...
Hello?
Yeah, we're not... Oh, she's still there. Can you hear? Oh, no, we lost that call. You stupid. I am. Raquel? Rochell?
What's up?
Raquel? Continuation. You stupid. I didn't mean to hit that button because you are definitely not stupid.
I'm a risk taker. A calculated risk taker.
Like that? I'm going to have to do a show on wrestling.
Oh my gosh.
But, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. So we've already talked about Don Lemon. We didn't talk about Tucker Carlson, but that's another thing. And then our conversation we took side missions. We're talking about the death of Carolyn Bryant, who is the person that basically was the catalyst for our civil rights. Because she lied on a young boy, and he was murdered and tortured and done so badly. And his mother was so brave enough to let the world see his broken body, his broken face, that it was an impetus to our civil rights movement.
So there's actually a section in the African American Museum in DC.
The new one?
Yes.
Have you been?
I have not.
When you come up this way,
but I heard it's so massive. Huh?
It is big. I was watching them build that thing.
Yeah, so Lynn went, and she's like, it's just so much for you to try to consume in one day, especially when you're reading everything. And, you know, it's just like, it's so much to absorb. But there is a section, and they only allow 10 people back there at a time, where they have his casket. I don't know if it's his actual casket or a replica of it. And they have a picture of, you know, like how he looked in the casket in the museum. So if you have not been to the African American Museum in DC, it is a must. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, next time you're up here. They had a waiting list when it first came out because it was all popular. There was a lot of controversy. People were like, oh, the only thing they're talking about is sports and entertainment and slavery in there. But I'm pretty sure that, like, Lynn went in there and she was impressed. I'm pretty sure we're all impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, she's not easily impressed, though.
She's definitely not easily impressed.
It was overwhelming. She says you feel overwhelmed, sad, depressed, empowered, just all these different emotions.
All the emotions, all the ancestors zapping back into you. Yo, and in that same area, if you take a trip about an hour north, you end up in Baltimore. And if you're in Baltimore, a lot of people don't know this. I went there when I was in high school. I checked maybe a year or two ago because I was thinking about just revisiting and going back. But it's called the Black Wax Museum. And it's a little museum with a lot of black artifacts and with a lot of, like, if you guys like that little 15-second TikTok knowledge of some interesting shit, go there. You're going to get, and take the tour. You're going to get some interesting facts about African Americans and the experience in America, heroes and villains, and like that is one of the greatest places I've ever been. It's in Baltimore. It's a little museum, but the guy that gave us the tour was very well. Like, in fact, I'll share a story. So you know how people have lawn jockeys, like a little white guy, or sometimes you see him like it was a little black guy with the big red lips and kind of looked like a minstrel. That was an actual statue that was made in homage of a young black. We don't know. They say slave, but we don't even know if he was like enslaved. And during the Battle of Valley Forge, the famous one where while you see Washington, the boys are on a boat, they're going to do their sneak attack on Christmas Day or whatever. He was left back to hold the horses, and he was so like dead ass on his job and so determined that he froze to death holding those horses. And George Washington was, you know, they say, and this comes from Black Wax Museum, so they're saying that George Washington and his men, they were so impressed that they decided to make a little statue of him. And his name was Jocko, which you get the name jockey from.
Wow.
I'm giving facts.
I'm a risk taker.
You're giving Black History
calculated.
Yeah. We were gonna. I had doing Black History Month, but it got beyond me.
It got beyond me.
It got beyond me. But next year we're coming, and then the guests that I had lined up for them, I'm gonna get them in way before. I don't want to wait a year because we did have some great guests lined up for them. But so that's what we're talking. We got anything else? Are we gonna stay? Are we staying on the show? Because I really got to talk about pollen. I really do.
Pollen?
Yeah. Did you hear my last show when I'm like, I did a little camera trick every time I like my nose, you know, kind of. What is that? Sniffle?
Y'all have pollen and violin?
Are you serious? Matter of fact, it's up. And this northeast, we got trees here. Matter of fact,
pollen does nothing to me.
Yeah, that's because you guys in South Carolina right now have average pollen count. I went and checked.
No,
we are
it was crazy.
We're heavy
before.
It's crazy for everybody right now, but you guys are sitting in average. We're sitting 30% above average. I've never had allergies ever in my life. You know what I mean? Like if I go in a clean basement, a little dusty, hachu. If I cut grass, I never had any grass allergies or anything like that. This year, ease and disease. Stuffed up, couldn't breathe, sleep with my mouth open, lips chapped, breath stinking, because I need my mouth to, you know, breathe. I'm breathing through my mouth. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to eat
I never had I've never had sinus issues.
It's crazy.
Never.
You got to make choices if you want to live or die. Like, yo, I'm hungry, I want to eat, but I kind of want to breathe too. You can't do the same time. You got to hold your breath and you can't taste it.
Your car is constantly dirty.
Yeah.
But you know, in South Carolina, we don't get snow, but we do get pollen.
You guys never ever had a flurry ever out there?
Yeah. You know, my first year in my house, 2017, 2018, one of those years, it snowed like for real. Like we had 7 inches of snow. That was a big deal.
Oh my God.
And it hasn't snowed since then. But yeah, Bentley went out in the snow. At first he was a little afraid. Right. And then he went out and he didn't want to come back in the house. He was like, what is this? This is so much fun.
Oh my God. Yo, no, Django looks at snow and he's like, nah, I'm not going out there.
Drive. You should have seen us trying to drive
I bet.
down the street on the icy roads. Like everybody was going 2 miles per hour and still sliding off the road. Like it was crazy.
Y'all don't know how to get it.
We don't know how to
those
go.
Roads aren't treated. But
everything shuts down.
7 inches of snow, we're good. You don't even got to shovel that. You don't got to shovel that road.
You don't. Us trying to drive? Oh no.
No.
You going in the woods.
When I was stationed at Fort Stewart in Georgia, we had flurries and they shut the school down. We were on post. They shut the post school down. I'm like, yeah, this is not. I'm like, this is not sticking. Everybody from up north is like, yeah, this is not sticking. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
I had to throw a pea coat on that.
We're all happy. We're like, yes, a snow day. No, there's no snow outside.
Oh my God! But you still get the day off, right?
Absolutely.
Oh well. I think I'm running out of time on this.
You're running out of time.
We got like 10 minutes, and actually, we're coming up at. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock. So
it's almost my bedtime.
We talked a little bit about pollen. There's so much going on in sports that we can talk about Aaron Rodgers. I know you're really not into sports like that, so we can leave that for next week because there's been a lot of other updates in regards to the NFL. Otto was happy enough and great enough to remind us that tonight is the draft.
The draft is tonight? What time does it start?
NFL draft. It's 8:52. I'm pretty sure it's underway by now. Let's see who got picks.
Advice to all the women: let your men watch the draft in peace. Don't harass him. Don't bother him. Just let him have his time.
Like, for real, if any one man out there watches the draft like faithfully, like the whole entire draft, got to go, yo. Something wrong with him. He's out of control. The whole draft, like what you do is you got your team. All right, you watch the first round. First round's great. Second round, you watch a little in the second round, and then after that, you set your alerts for when your team's up or the team that you don't like is up. You know what I mean?
See, I'm silly because I would be watching it just to see the disappointment of the people that are waiting to the very last and they never get picked. And they already have like their celebratory party, and then it's a flop because you didn't get drafted.
You're specifically there for the drama. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ramit, I have not watched any basketball playoffs. I know. Terrible. And this is usually the time like we always travel this time of year, and we're always in a hotel watching the Sixers blow it again. But this year I think they're doing good. They might win the East, Ramit, you think? Sixers? I have no idea. I have not been watching basketball.
I don't know.
I think it's because the Eagles lost Super Bowl. I don't want to watch any sports, honestly.
Right.
American Ninja Warrior, excuse me. I will watch American Ninja Warrior all the time. You can't help it. Turn by it, you see some dude like, oh, is he going to make it over that little river? He makes it. Going to make it up that wall?
Bentley is so sleepy.
Yo,
oh my God.
You have to come back on the show, and next time, don't have your fire alarm speaking with us.
Oh my gosh. We got to, that's a whole conversation that we have to have.
What's that conversation about? We have it.
This is how any men that are watching the show, this is how you can tell if a woman is really single or not, if she's lying to you. If her batteries are dead and her fire alarm is beeping, she is a real single woman. Like, for real. That's how you can tell. And that's your opportunity. Take that opportunity to shine. If you hear it beeping, you know she's single, you know she don't got any other men circling around. Change her batteries for her. It will win you a ton of points.
And leave your Timbs
we don't feel like getting on the ladder to do it. We don't even hear it beeping anymore.
I hear that shit. It's annoying. But we talked about this other night. I was like, yeah, I mean, in my household, if that bitch is beeping, you know what I mean? And you can't get a stepladder out real quick and change a battery. Come on, let's have this conversation.
My whole feminine energy just won't even let me do it.
There it is. Can you turn on your feminine energy and turn it off? Do you have to...
There are things that I just, as a woman, just kind of like repulse me that I just don't want to do. Like, that just doesn't feel natural.
For as a woman to do, like what? Take out trash? I mean,
I take out trash because I have to, but changing that feels like I'm going to break the fire alarm. Like I feel like I'm going to break something.
Understood.
Or cutting grass. Like I'm not going outside to cut grass.
I love to cut grass. Not even wrong. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Like, I don't know. Do you like baking or something like that?
Anything domestic that deals with being in the house, that causes the house to be a nice, comforting home, is what I zone in on. So,
Understood.
You know, I'm big on gender roles, you know, so any man that does things that I don't enjoy doing, that's a man that I'm more attracted to.
Very nice.
Yeah. Handy guys that can fix things.
I can't fix
manly
anything.
Guys.
And Love will never ever she'll never let me live it. You got something wrong with your computer? Handy? I got you. Like, I watch a YouTube video. I changed my window in my car. What else? I've done some things. I can put some furniture together. I fixed the air conditioning. You know, I had to get the little pipe, put it back on there.
Like, I have a whole task, right?
The thing is,
where I have a leather couch in the garage right now.
Oh, wow.
And I have no one to take it upstairs to put it in the TV room upstairs.
But sometimes at the same time, when I get called like, hey, and sometimes I just feel like a yak or a mule. Like, I'm just here to fucking carry heavy shit for you. I'm a beast of burden. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, we could feel burden. The same way that we're just here to just feed you.
I'm not a slut, I promise.
That's how women feel sometimes. We're just here to feed you, to fuck you, and to be your maid.
My daddy's watching. Your uncle. Don't talk like that.
That's why some women are opting out of getting married.
Men are opting out of getting married.
Yeah.
Men are like, they've had it. First of all, you know what? This is the thing. Everything is on social media now. You know, if you have social media, like you never, like they say like fucking whatever, the king, the sultan of whatever, never seen as many beautiful women as any normal 13-year-old boy. You know, we are saturated with sex, lies, drugs, and trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then we're arguing as men and women. The thing I do when this men and women argument is I try to stay out of it because I'm married, and I mean,
yeah.
But at the same time,
stay in your safe space, okay?
You got to stay in safely. But at the same time, like I think what a lot of guys have done in the past, which is a disservice, is they were in relationships or they were in positions in life where they didn't feel like I'm not saying like the upper hand, but they didn't feel like they were having a loving marriage. And dudes will shut the hell up and just take it, you know? And they'll be like, yeah.
Would they though? Because like down south, you could have a husband and he could have a whole nother family like down the street.
Nah, but that's not really happening too much more these days because we have social media. You will see Bernadette down the street.
You don't find out until people die, and then all these extra children start popping
But you're talking
up.
about like the older generation. You're not going to see.
Yes, I'm talking about the older generation.
You're not going to see the newer generation doing that. It's impossible. It's impossible. And there's going to be far and few between of people coming up to when we're old and gray. It's going to be few. A minuscule amount of people that are going to be like, I'm sorry, I killed the man in Nevada in 2013.
I disagree. There's nothing new under the sun. Anything that's being done has already been repeated 20 times over.
Except for the surveillance state. We've never had, in our known history, we have never had cameras here. We have never had GPS tracking here. I mean, we can go ancient aliens and everything like that. But
but it doesn't mean that it's still not happening, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm obviously going to say it. But I'm saying, like I said, it's not going to be like we got an epidemic of old people fucking saying, hey, I'm sorry I murdered a black dude back in 68. We're not going to have...
No, not murder. I'm talking about having affairs and having additional families and having additional children outside of your household.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be able to... You're not going to be able to hide it like Buddy did. Where you can
Listen,
just really tuck it.
But it's getting to the point where you're not hiding it, and people are just accepting what it is.
Perhaps we are at a place where we have actually evolved. Where we are, a lot of people's relationships are transactional. You know?
A lot of people.
That
feels so selfish, though.
It does feel selfish. You know what I mean? When you believe in love because you grew up looking at Disney movies. You know what I mean? Let's get in there. Maybe that's the real way. Maybe we're just all fucking animals here. You know, and maybe if we can get that out of our mind, we can just enjoy ourselves.
I don't think so, because then we have the examples of your parents that were in love since they were teenagers. Right. Like, not saying that they had this perfect relationship and they did not have ups and downs, but it's all about recovery. Like are we able to learn how to resolve conflict in a healthy manner? I
mean, this 1 minute is up, but it seems like we're going to overtime here, Dana Dane.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to jump back on the Zoom, guys. Stay here.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
We're not. We have gone off the beaten trail. We've gone off the beaten trail now. And here we are. Let me remind you guys that we do have a phone number. I'm going to admit you to the room. But before I do, let me remind the people that... Thursday night, which is tonight, 7:30, we have a call-in, 313-825-5557. Only once has somebody tried to call the line, and they were sitting in traffic. So, I don't know. I hit that button because it's the same color as this button here. And that happened. And this button is the same color.
Hey, bitch, come here.
So sometimes when you guys hear me hitting buttons...
Do I hear my uncle?
No.
Or was that a sound effect? Okay.
Yeah. It was a sound.
I think we should continue this conversation next week. Like the whole relationship thing, that could be talked about for 5 hours.
That's true. And I'm a married man. I have no intention on really talking about that. We can definitely go in there. Ev Love can pop up and give us the 1-2s, the 2-3s, and get out the chat and get on the mic.
But yeah,
Definitely.
like I think that
we got one more thing to do though.
I think it feels sad. It feels like you have both sexes just
You're right.
Arguing with each other instead of coming together to make beautiful families. It's unfortunate.
Do you think that is actually something that people want? Or are they trying to destroy the family? Because this is affecting everybody. Like I said before, like we see a lot of Kevin Samuels and everything like that, but even before that movement started, there's a lot of white guys out there saying, hey, buddy, don't get married. She's going to take everything.
Yeah.
You know, she's going to take your kids. You're going to spend our money on your new boyfriend. Like, we have talks like that. I have no idea. I think that we live in a bit more of a narcissistic society.
So that is very true. And then on the woman's perspective, we're constantly being told to be careful of who you marry, who you date, make sure you don't marry a dusty, to where you're the one taking care of this individual and he's not pulling his weight and you're kind of like marrying a Jody off Baby Boy. You know? So it happens in both arenas.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you have to choose. You have to make
it happens in both arenas. It's unfortunate. Because we still need productive families that we can raise productive citizens for the next generation. Like, you got to understand, like, the next generation coming up under us, we're going to get old maybe be in nursing homes.
It's over for them. You got to imagine, like, our generation, like, all right, when we speak of me, we speak of my parents being together for eons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the people that I grew up with, their parents we were already in divorce mode. We were already in single parent households.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most of the people that came around. And I'm not just talking about just the black kids that grew up in the hood. Like, everybody, nobody's daddy was there in late 80s, early 90s. Everybody was moving on, doing their own thing. I think that affected who we are now as whatever generation that we're going to call ourselves and our relationships. But as a result of that, those of us, like those of us that are in relationships that have kids are seeing a whole slew. And we live in a whole different time where mom and dad went to the room and had their talk or whatever. You can see everything online. You can see your mom cursing your dad out on Facebook. You can see her on Instagram. Here on Instagram or whatever. This is what I was trying to say when we were like talking about this the other day. Men, and this is from a men's perspective. Regard me. We have been hearing the things that women don't like, and hate about men forever. This is actually like the first time we have ever actually heard men vocalizing their
point of view.
Yeah, their point of view, their gripes and complaints, and without feeling, because as dudes, like, that shit's not tolerated. My nigga, you can go ahead and come in here, your girl did something stupid, tell me the story real quick. You got like 5 minutes. After that, we don't want to hear that shit, bro. Shut up. Dudes don't want to hear it. Dudes don't want to hear other dudes, you know what I mean? And maybe that's something that has to be worked
on. I don't know, I feel like there's this whole new bromance going on where all these men are just kind of like grouping together to complain about.
I think there's a lot of dudes out there that are grouping together and
yeah.
I think that in our society, men are usually when you see a man, you usually get what you're seeing. And I think that in our society, they also make women have to act the way in public, and then later,
you gotta turn on a whole different hat.
Yeah. So now, like, women can't even be authentic with themselves. So maybe we can go through all of this craziness and ignorance and pointing fingers back and forth, and after we come out of this fight, we can just come out with a clarity of what each sex wants. Because we're all human beings, but there is definitely a difference between men and women, how we think, how we operate.
Right.
For the most
Absolutely.
part. So let's have these talks. And my whole thing was saying, hey, like I said, women have been having this conversation forever. I would think for the man side, speaking as a man, pro-mono, bros, get that shit off your chest. Get it off your chest. And
so how do we normalize?
And ladies, listen to them.
Yeah. How do we normalize mental health, prioritizing mental health for Black men?
How do we get?
Because I feel like there's not enough Black men representation in mental health. Because I'm not going to send my man to a white woman therapist.
I've been to a white woman therapist.
How was that though? How was that experience? Did you feel comfortable disclosing everything, or did you feel like I can't because there's this?
Oh, like personally me, I am an open book. So you're my therapist. I'm sitting here paying you to listen to you. I'm going to talk all of my shit. I'm going to get it all out, and then you're going to ask me some questions, and then we're going to go from there.
Do you feel like most Black men would be comfortable talking to a white woman therapist, though? I feel like it's important to have representation.
Right, but see, then also me specifically, I grew up in a whole different frame of view than the average Black person. Like, we grew up in military housing. We were around all different cultures. We moved up north. We lived in predominantly white neighborhoods. And then when I got older, I moved to Violent. It was a little bit of the hood.
Did you feel validated in your experience by not having a male therapist and having a female therapist?
My reason for it, I picked a female therapist.
Okay.
I didn't want it from a male's point of view. I'm like, dude, like most of this stuff that Kevin Samuels was saying, like I was saying this shit back in 2010. You know what I mean? 2011. And I was saying this, and other dudes would be like, oh, man, shut up, bro. But now it's good to talk about, which I'm happy about. But the reason why I chose a woman is because I just want a woman's point of view. I also went to a Black woman psychologist, and listen to me. I was going some things. I talked about some things, and one of them, the white lady, advice to me was to basically lie. Was basically
to women.
Lie. Yeah.
Okay.
It was for lie. It wasn't like I was like I didn't have anything to lie about, but basically suppress your feelings because more than likely I probably need a therapist just to figure out why the hell she told me to lie. But I would think it's because she was coming from a woman's point of view and she was looking at it from a woman's point of view, and this is how you should communicate with this woman. Instead of saying that, hey, this is what you're saying is not, or maybe you can say it this way. But ultimately, she was like, oh, if you're going to do that, basically lie, but lie through omission. Not tell a lie, but don't say this, don't say that.
So I get what you're saying, because I had the same experience. So my first therapist was a Black male. And I was entering into the whole step parent role. And as a Black man, and I'm with a Black man, he let me know straight. He was like, there are some things that you just cannot say about someone else's child. There are some things that you're not going to be able to communicate, that you're just going to have to keep to yourself in order to sustain this relationship. And so that I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where,
But why? Why do you have to admit? Like, I don't know. And maybe it's like a guy-girl thing. Like, bro, we can curse each other out, say the rottenest, nastiest shit. True or not, we can push those buttons. We're gonna fight it out, and then we're gonna be all right. We're gonna grow stronger.
Well, you might not be all right, because once you put something out in the atmosphere, you can't take it back.
That's true. You cannot take it back. But hey, listen, we can't be lying. Why are we lying?
And you can't be tiptoeing around each other either. I mean, yeah. you know.
Trigger says, why are we omitting in 2023? Like, that's what I said to the lady in 2013. We're not
Like,
going to
well,
admit.
that's why I'm single, because obviously I was not successful at doing that.
Of holding your tongue.
Was not successful, has not mastered that skill. But, you know, I'm Susan Brown's granddaughter, so, you know, I mean,
You want to give them? Yeah, man, it's tough. Yeah.
We put niggas in you know,
And
chokeholds.
Really? I'm going to clip that, and it's just going to sound terrible. It's going to sound terrible. You're going to have a whole bunch of Hotep coloreds after you.
Really?
Yeah. Get in the kitchen.
Hmm.
Make them a sandwich! Yay!
Oh, my God.
Make them a sandwich. Sandwich. So, yeah, this also says, I encourage brown people to get brown doctors. I agree with that.
I do, yeah.
Get somebody that's going to understand, have a little bit more care for you. Even when we talk about blacks and how their pain seem like they have less pain.
Well, yes, that's true. And even giving birth, that can be a very scary experience for a Black woman.
Yeah.
So my sister had a Black doctor here in South Carolina. She has her own practice now where she has her own, her own medical building, pretty much, her and her husband. And I was so impressed by her work ethic. Like, her clientele is huge. So when my sister had Brooke, she ended up having a C-section at the last minute. But that night, the doctor went home, but she told the on-call doctor, do not touch my patient. If something goes wrong with her, call me. Don't touch her. And something did go wrong with my sister, and not to, put all her medical business out there, but she got out of her bed, came to the hospital, and did whatever she needed to do, and all was well. But the fact that as a Black doctor taking care of another Black patient, she was just like, no, I have to be all hands on with her, even though I'm not on call tonight.
Right.
Like, she's very particular about delivering her patients, so it makes you feel a little more safe. It makes you feel like, if I have a complaint or a concern, if I am in pain, if I'm uncomfortable, if I feel, because you know your body, and you're like, if I know something's not right, are you going to listen to me, or are you going to blow me off, and am I going to die? Because, having a baby, they always say you got one foot in the ground and one foot out. So that's important.
You are that portal between life and death.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always want someone to just have your best interests.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with your health.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta have a good doctor, good lawyer, good accountant, good mechanic.
Good spouse.
Yeah, that too. Great spouse. You gotta have a great spouse. And
gotta have a great spouse.
You'll be good to go.
You gotta have somebody that's gonna change the batteries in
the fire alarm. Love changes the batteries herself. I help sometimes. She does little things, but not. There's things she just won't do. She's not dragging that trash to the curb. I've never seen her with that hand on a lawnmower at all.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can cook. I can clean, but I'm proud to pound from cleaning. Nobody wants me to clean.
Your house is spotless.
I don't even know where shit is. Like, I be looking for a rag or something, and I'm just like, I can't find a rag. I'm gonna leave this mess here.
You just leave it and walk away?
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm just saying that for the views. I do. Yo, your sister got on me when were you here with her?
Probably.
Yeah. You all right? So you guys were here when I popped that bottle of wine. I popped the bottle of wine, and I poured the wine, and I left the wine bottle right there because it's wine. You can't hard to recork or whatever. We didn't have the things or whatever, but I left it there. And My intention was to go pour the wine, give you guys some wine, come back, and then I'll clean the thing up. And I told her about my deal. We haven't made a deal. Made a deal in my household, right? The deal was basically I said I'm not touching no dishes, and I'm not touching the trash. You know what I mean? I'm not touching the trash or the dish. I'll do the yard.
But you touch the trash, right?
I do touch the trash.
Why won't you do dishes? Why is that a deal breaker?
And I do clean the plate. This is where we have 2 kids in here, and I think that they're amazingly spoiled. You know what I mean? I think as an adult with 2 capable young people that, you know, eat and breathe and use Wi-Fi and are spoiled, I think little things like doing the dishes and putting the dishes away, wiping the stove, just little basic things that I've already done in my life. Like, I'm never going to tell somebody, you know, Army style, I'm never going to tell you do anything that I haven't done. Yes, Ev, we know, I do dishes. I actually don't mind doing dishes. I like it. It soothes me. I like playing in that water. Always have. But just the thing is, yo, you little motherfuckers need to get in here and learn how to clean a toilet bowl. Learn how to properly wash dishes when you got a grease pan and glasses. Like, know how to get that done. Know how to run a wash cycle, like little things. But they're spoiled. They're spoiled.
Hate doing dishes. So I was dating a guy, and this is how I knew like my love language, which my number 1 love language is acts of service. That's my number 1 love language. So we all know that I work 2 jobs. Hi, Princess.
Princess.
Princess. Hi. She's so sweet. I was exhausted, went to bed, got up a couple of hours later. All the dishes were washed. Gee, thank you. He's like, yeah, you were snoring. You were exhausted.
Yeah, he's probably like washing all his trifling ass.
That's what he was probably saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll be in there busting studs. Yo, I get like that, you know, that ketchup spot that's dried on. Fuck this.
He probably was cussing, but in his mind. But the fact that you took a task off my list that I had to do means the world to me.
Yeah, that's great. So your love language is, you know, having tasks completed.
Acts of service, yes.
You're a lady. What's is that rare? Everybody likes acts of service.
Some women like gifts, like that's their number 1 thing. But mine is acts of service.
I like acts.
Yeah, acts of service and physical touch are usually the top 2.
Guys out there, you see it. Dana Rochell. You guys could change that Rochelle to Natty. I'm correctly. But that's right. This is my beautiful cousin, guys, and she is single. To mingle. So, hit her up in the chat. Hit her up in the chat. She needs a good guy. Don't we? We all need good people in our life, right? That Princess. Oh.
Everybody needs companionship.
Yo, let me tell you a story about Princess and Django today. All right, so for the last couple of weeks, I have been taking Django over to see Princess over at Mom and Dad's house, right? Princess is in a cage. Django likes to play with her. They play around, but Django has been getting a little humpy. And I've been trying to hook my boy up. I'm trying to get him some poons, if you will. I'm trying to hook my dog up, get him some poons. So, like one time there was an issue. He's humping on her, but he hasn't like hit the mark yet.
Right.
You know? So he's like humping her back or whatever, and he's kind of like he's skiing. So he skied on her back. I tried to take a picture of it. Princess's father, aka Vlogo, aka Rich Reckless, aka Sharon 7, aka POE podcast. He's like, yeah, I got a video of him trying to. He literally goes, oh damn it, Princess. He literally goes to kick Django, and then he realizes that, you know, Django's my dog, and he stops his foot from kicking him off, and he's just like, no, get off. And I'm trying to film. He's like, yo, don't film my dog like that. Don't film my dog like that, looking in his precarious position. But today, I bring the dogs home. His whole thing was like, please, I want to breed Princess with a dog. We already have a dog lined up for Princess. Your dog's always trying to hump Princess. Whatever you do, do not let your dog get to Princess like that. Don't let him get to it. Maybe the next litter, he can do whatever he wants. We're not worried about breeding Django or anything like that. So that's my whole thing. keep him away. I can't find his shocker at all, and he starts going for her. Can't find my shocker. They start chasing rabbits together. They're having a good old time. Now I got him back in the house. Django knows how to open doors. He opens doors just like the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Whatever. So what he does on occasion is he will get into Kiki's room. He'll open a door, get in Kiki's room, wag his tail, and close the door with his butt, and he'll be locked into her room. Even though he knows how to get in, he don't be wanting to come out, and he will crash it. So, like, what am I doing? I was getting ready for a show. I was in the bathroom. I heard Michael messing with the dog, so I was like, yo, I got a couple minutes. Let me use the bathroom, then I'll get back to it. I leave the room. I can't find them. I'm like, where are these animals at? I look downstairs. They're not downstairs. I look outside. They're not outside. Then I hear them. Kiki's room. Door locked. Both of them. Door locked. Kiki's room. For God knows how long. I can't even believe I'm putting on this live. Because if Vloggo is watching this, he's going to be pissed off at me. But, yo, I do get the sense that while they were locked in that room, that Django got one. That he got one because their whole demeanor's changed. Like, he still wants to get it more.
Did they come out relaxed?
Yeah, they came out. Both of them. And they were chilling. Like, they were chill. Usually, like, he's all hyper. He's running around. He's trying to get to her. He tried to, I stopped him. I seen his red rocket shoot out, and I stopped him. But I think he was going for seconds, not for first. So on day one, within 2 hours of Princess being here, she might damn well be pregnant. I'm wondering if anybody in the chat can tell me where I can find a plan B for a dog. Calls in the queue, taking calls right now. We got a caller. Hey, caller.
Stupid fucking justice, all fucking righteous fucking nigger, Alex is doing this shit. You fucking nigger. I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna find out. Yo,
Oh, well, sir, let me mute you and see why I'm being called all these types of words here. Guys, we got our first draw. Yay! Hey, buddy, do not forget, click and subscribe. We can do this next week. Call all you want, but don't hang up the phone. You gotta let me reply to you. We'll have fun that way, right? That's what we'll do. We'll have fun that way. Yo, I got his phone number. Could we call him back?
What was he cursing about?
I don't know. I got trolled. I'm on live. I'm live streaming right now. Somebody called and called me all types of effing niggers. Excuse my language, guys. I know.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. Chat, what do you think? Caro, obviously, it was a real call.
I know you're not coming in here cursing over Emmett Till. And he's the victim.
They're mad. I have no idea. I have no idea. But that was a real call. Yo, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this to happen. And it happened. I knew it would happen with the call-in line.
And it
I can't believe it. Hopefully, I got an extra subscriber. Let the children sing. Give it up, guys. We are in the land of ignorance.
Oh, the internet is a crazy place.
Oh, whatever. Oh, that was amazing, though. Terminated the call. Then a number popped off. And I went to copy and paste it, and I copied. We're going to call.
Why did he hang up?
I don't know. He just wanted to say the N-word like 18 times, and that's it. Insane. I can't find a number now.
Oh, we're still in this reality.
Whatever. I'll find it. I'll find it. We'll get at him. And that's what we'll do. That's not my brother. That is not his phone number. That is definitely not my brother. I thought it was reckless too. Like, yo, calling me. But That's not his phone number.
Do you think when Jerry Springer died, that everybody started chanting, Jerry, Jerry, in heaven, Jerry, Jerry?
He deserves it, man. Yo, he was like the mayor of Cincinnati. He got caught up with a woman or something like that, or something in some case, and then they got kicked out. Then he starts the show, man. They did a Jerry Springer Show documentary. I love that show. Jerry Springer was the truth.
Yes.
The fights, you knew they were about to fight. Can you imagine a Jerry Springer Maury Povich mashup?
Oh my gosh.
Like a little.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That's an insane conversation we can go to. Like, what was your favorite talk shows back in the day?
Ricky Lake and Jenny Jones.
Yo, I love Jenny Jones. Ricky Lake was cool. But I like Jenny Jones and I like Montel Williams. Remember Montel?
Yes.
Yo, wasn't he was the first to have the drill sergeants up there with the kids, like screaming on the kids.
Was he really?
I believe so, yeah.
He always had the psychics on there too.
Yeah, he had the Sylvia Brown, and she was telling people like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but that baby's dead," and that baby popped up alive later. Let that baby live. Sylvia was always killing babies on Montel.
And she would just say it so nonchalantly.
Oh, he's dead, hon.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And she always sounded like she smoked cigarettes.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like she just,
definitely the long ones.
Yeah.
Wore her little sip her drink. Like she had a sip her drink. She's a 10 a.m. type of lady. Like how I'd be on Saturday, she'd be like that every day.
So, yeah, I was a big Ricky Lake person. Your uncle, bruh, loved Ricky Lake and loved Maury. Like that was like he would watch that faithfully.
Really?
Yes. I remember my sister having like an in and out procedure in high school. And he was like, hurry up and wake up so we can go home because I'm going to miss Ricky Lake.
That's what your what Uncle Bruh said?
Yes.
Yo. When I was in DC one time, I just called him because, you know, I'm not great with the phone, but I called him up and he was watching Wendy Williams. He loves some talk shows. So like he's like you. I was like, you watching? What are you doing watching Wendy Williams? You'd be like the last person I think on the planet Earth that would be watching Wendy Williams. I'm gonna tell you a story about your uncle too in a second. Yeah. So he's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right. You watch? I turn the channel. We watch Wendy Williams together, and the whole time, how you doing? How you doing? And we're just laughing. And he's so mad. He's just like he's watching the show, just like the asshole who called up here screaming those profanities. But he's watching the show basically to be like, oh, I can't stand this show. But he loved it. Yo, so your uncle also is a Wendy Williams fan. So for his birthday, we go down to New York to go see the Wendy Williams show, right? So now of course, me and Ev get there late. We don't know if we want to get in, but it's birthday. You and Winnie, y'all go in there, y'all have fun. We'll figure out something to do. We'll go have breakfast or whatever. However, you know, yeah, they're going to let us in. We got in there. So when we get in there late, Dickie's in there, Winnie's in there, and they got us in this little ass basement. It's in New York, so it's like the bottom building there, and it's still a New York building that was built in 18 whatever. So we're in this little ass basement, and now they're kind of figuring out who the crowd is, who are going to sit here, and they got everybody on the light, and you're looking, and you're kind of already starting to get the crowd pumped up. So check this out. I'm like a little dance. There's this big ass Samoan dude, like The Rock. Like Samoan dude, bro had a ponytail on, but he also had some high-waisted jeans on. You got Princess. He also had some high-waisted jeans on and some little, you know, the boots the girls wear with the little elastic. You know what I mean? With the Cam Newton hat. You know what I mean? So, yo, they're having like a dance-off, and you see him, you're thinking like, oh, like, all right, he's dressed weird, but it's New York. You know, it doesn't matter.
Right.
He starts dancing. Yo, he starts dancing Black Swan style. Breaking it down like Vivica Fox and Independence.
Oh, wow.
Yo, like he's bringing it down. Yo, my dad looks so disgusted. Yo, he said something about gay people, and he said it loud. I'm like, dog, do you know where we are?
Where we are.
He's like shook his head. Like he shook his head like, bro, don't shake your head. You better give that queen her props. Yo. But they went in. Whitney ends up on the show doing a robot. No matter where Whitney goes, she's doing that robot. So they picked her. She's dancing
remember getting home from school, turning Ricky Lake on, and seeing my Aunt Winnie in the audience. I was like, robot? That's Aunt Winnie on the Ricky Lake show.
Yo, that Ricky Lake show that she went to, do you know who she went to see at Ricky Lake? She went a couple times, but this one I know that we have on tape is the one with Lunel. Lunel came in there, the comedian.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yo, Lunel was in there, and this is before she did The Rock. Like, she was in that movie. She did like a little cameo appearance in it. Like, she was just getting on, and she was with, I guess, her ex-husband or whatever. I found out later because I saw Lunel, and I told her about this experience. So Lunel was on there, and my mom was like, yo, these people are so funny. I hope you tape it. And it was Lunel and her husband just going back and forth, telling the craziest story, trying to get some press or whatever. So then later on, like a couple of years ago, we went to Philly, and we actually saw Lunel, got up on stage, and I got to tell her that story. She was like, yeah, I went on Ricky Lake a couple times. Like, who was on there with me? I was like, it was a black dude. And she was like, what'd he look like? I was like, I don't remember, but I think he had a kufi on. She's like, oh. That's my ex-husband. Did she pinch my butt?
That's hilarious. Hilarious.
Evelyn was right there. She said she was going to do all types of nasty things to me. She's a comedian, so I laughed it off, but I kind of knew, like, yeah, I am fresh to death, but no, my wifey's here. She's here. You can't get with me. Bad food. You be doing like a little Playboy spreads now, with her cheeks out. She's confident with hers.
God.
She's funny as hell though. I'm not gonna lie. It was a great show. You can tell she's like, you can tell she's good. But yeah, that's what we did. Dickie went into the gay capital of the world and scoffed at gays, which was weird. Me and your uncle watched the whole show, and the gay capital show for the gay capital of the world, and we said, how you doing? How you doing? For like an hour while he was like, shucks, man, like shaking his head, like, I can't believe this. Basically, he's pretty positive. Yo, he is so fun. I miss him. It's so good to talk to him. I used to say, like, just like I do y'all, I say crazy shit to him because I know you guys are like a little pious with it. So I'll always be a little devilish and say some things, and he just be dying. Like, you fool. Probably be like,
yeah,
you remind me of Dickie. Like yep, you fool. Yeah, I miss Unc, man.
Sounds just like him. Kawan, the 1 year anniversary of Kawan's death was like a couple of days ago.
You guys were here last year. That's what,
yeah.
I left that wine bottle on the island. Man, rest in peace.
Crazy time.
Like
going to Newark last year was crazy.
Oh man, Lynn was telling me she was popping gummies.
Oh my God. Going to Newark when we went to the funeral home and your mom was hilarious because she was like in and out, like, okay, I'm going home. Who's following me? Like,
yeah,
I'm getting the hell up out of here.
When you go to up north, you got a time limit.
She was not playing with it. She was just like, you're driving by your grandmama's house? Yep. Okay, well, have fun. Zoom. We saw smoke behind Winnie's car.
You know why? Because she already knows the deal. We up there. Dickie will make the rounds. Dickie will make the rounds like it's 1990. And we'll go, you know how we used to go to everybody's house. And, I mean, it would be like a day trip, and we would go to everybody's house and literally hang the fuck out. Like, not no stopover. We are at Aunt Sister's house for 4 or 5 hours. We're going to Aunt Skirt's house. We're going back to see Aunt Dot, you know, and then we're going to go stop by the house and see John, check on him, see what's going on. And that is the entire day. And then, like, as a little kid, like, bro, just take me to White Castle because I like White Castle. You can take me to White Castle or McDonald's. And then they want to take me to Jimmy Buff's to get a damn Italian hot dog. And I don't like them. I don't like Italian hot dogs. They
and no one was listening to you back then. No one listened to you back then.
No one listens to me now. How many people are watching this live stream? Oh, we in here. We in here. We got 6. We got 5 people.
Nobody. Listen, she was out of there. She was like in the car. She waited until we got into our car and was like, goodbye.
Yep, I'm out.
Yeah.
She not beat.
It was not playing. She's like, I got to go home. She said she had to go home before the sun went down.
She got her routine. She wants to go down, you know, get into her, take her shower, get in her jammies, eat a little something, drink a little coffee, watch a show, fall asleep, wake up, go to bed.
I wanted to see their old high school, though.
I haven't. I've been by there.
Yeah.
I love that brown and orange crazy combination, but like Cleveland Browns. But I love that color combination. One of the guys that went to school with them, Ramit, I love White Castles because I love White. I remember when they made the chicken rings. I remember when they came out with the onion rings. They were still a quarter when I was. My parents were like, "Oh, we used to go to White Castles on lunch break." Like, who would let you walk through Newark as a kid, and then y'all all get released for lunch, and then expected to come back? I heard White Castles is nasty. No, they not. You gotta get them steamed. You gotta get them steamed, and the way that they smell is the way your poop's gonna smell. It's like that.
Oh my gosh!
Seriously, going in, coming out, same thing. And I will tell you, you're gonna shit. You're gonna shit yourself. You're gonna shit yourself.
Oh gosh.
Hopefully you can make it to the bowl. Get them with the onions, get them steamed. Is LOL, I don't like it. White Castles is not. Crystal is nasty. But I mean, you can eat.
Right, there's a difference.
You can eat a 6-pack real quick. Scoff. Choke down the fries. Shakes is always on point. Shakes was never not on point. Your ass out. Get yourself out of here. Downplaying.
Do y'all have cookouts?
Oh no, we don't have cookouts down here.
Okay.
No, I see cookouts when I get into North Carolina. I don't see those. And in Virginia, I think they might have a cookout in Virginia, not like DC, Virginia. I mean, Richmond.
You were telling me how Wawa's hoagies aren't the same anymore.
Put me on the spot right now, because yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Wawa has changed so much. You used to could go on a Wawa and actually grab some lunch meat, and you can grab a roll. Matter of fact, when they came out with shorties, I remember going to Wawa. Matter of fact, when you went to Wawa to go make a sandwich, they would ask you to get the roll out of the box. You would hand it to them. They're gloved up or whatever, and then they would make your sandwich. Wawa has changed. I mean, most of all these corporations have changed, but when they were just the quick little mom and pop shops before they got the gas, they were right. They were actually, before they started doing the super, they were getting bad there. So Wawa's probably been getting bad for like the last 20 years, 15 years. 15 years. But remember, you came up to see me, that turkey sub.
You woke me up out of my sleep.
What a classic here. I know you need this. This classic.
Yes,
enjoy.
I was like, this is the best in the middle of the night snack.
Right?
It was amazing.
I personally, all right, so you know where I'm in Jersey, so you can basically go to any corner. You're at a pizzeria. They all make cheesesteaks and hoagies and stuff like that. So it's not really that hard to find a good sandwich, but I am so particular with how my sandwiches are made, because I don't like a thick, meaty sandwich. I don't like that. I like to taste the balance of the bread, the meat, the cheeses, the condiments, and the veggies.
Yeah.
Crisp veggies.
All right, we got to wrap this up. I have to go.
Jimmy John's. Last one. We have to talk about it. You talk too much. How's school going, by the way? All right, we can skip all that other stuff. We have to talk about Whitney Houston movie.
We do. I haven't finished it yet. I'm almost done, but I haven't finished it. I started watching it this afternoon. I was impressed. Not impressed by the Bobby actor, but impressed with everything else. Yeah, I didn't like him. Woody was the best Bobby Brown. I'm sorry.
Who's the best?
Woody's the best Bobby Brown. He's the one that played.
Oh, she's got to come back now, guys. You can't just leave it hanging. Guys, Got to figure out who's the best Bobby Brown now. We're almost out of here. Hang out with me. I'm going to get you out of here before 10. Running late. Keep doing 10:30s. I know you guys.
He's the one that played in the Bobby Brown movie. He's my favorite.
The Bobby Brown movie or the New Edition movie?
Yeah.
They did the New Edition movie first.
The New Edition movie. The guy that played Bobby Brown in the New Edition movie.
He was good.
He's the best Bobby Brown version.
I would like to say that my buddy from Wu-Tang American Saga that plays Raekwon, what's his name? He's been in a couple movies.
Mm-hmm.
He came in the same time that Jonathan Majors came in.
I have not watched not one episode of Wu-Tang on Hulu.
I was waiting to because I'm a big Wu-Tang fan. Like our Wu-Tang flag.
I heard it was really good though.
It is great.
It's great. Okay.
And the way they produced it looks like, come on. I'm so used to watching like Paper Soldiers type ghetto movies where they just say, fuck it, we're gonna take this budget and run it through the ground. Like they spent each and every penny that was meant to produce that show was spent on that show. They even go back, you get the 1988 cars. It's gotta be hard to be shooting in New York and get that late 80s, early 90s, feel to it. But it's gritty. They make it damn near cinematic. They make their live stories so cinematic. And the way that everything comes together, I kind of lose that sense of realism sometimes, but it's just great. And then when you hear the music, buddy who plays ODB, he's my favorite. Yeah, ODB. And then you see like their friends that died coming up and how the group was formed. Like it was awesome. So definitely check out Wu-Tang American Saga.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to binge watch it.
But I think the guy who played the Bobby Brown in this Whitney Houston movie, he did a great job. He's a great actor, first and foremost.
I don't like him in this Whitney Houston movie.
He had the mannerisms.
I mean, he did. I just really liked Woody. Like, I just was like...
That's the guy you were stuck on.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the guy.
That's fair. That's fair. But other than that, like so far, I know you said you didn't finish. Like, what do you think so far? How's the acting?
I was impressed. Like, it wasn't cheesy. I feel like it wasn't
like Tupac's movie.
Right? Yeah.
Terrible.
Horrible.
They were like, everybody's going to come see this movie.
I'm actually impressed. I didn't think it was going to be this good. It's better than the Lifetime version of the Whitney one that they did.
Right.
Yeah, so it is better.
I like it. I like how they did it. They kind of mixed up the times and everything because they just show you 1994. Because when they're showing, I'm like, look, this movie's almost over. She's at the hotel. What time are we actually in? Because they kind of jump back and forth. And then I looked at the hotel and I was like, yo, these people cannot lie because Kanye bought the picture of how that how her sink looked at the hotel and gave it to Pusha T or whatever. You guys can check Whitney Houston, whatever, last hotel pick. But I was like, yo, this doesn't look like that. But the way that they ended it was beautiful. It looked like it was a nod to Whitney Houston, to everybody that were really, really key and principal in her life, like the people that she really loved and really loved her back. I know people always talk about like Clive Davis being anybody in the music industry.
They really portrayed him in the movie as a good guy, someone that had her best interests at heart. I don't know how true that is, but
I don't care. Stanley Tucci has played an effing serial killer. Yo, he was in the Pauly Shore movie, Jury Duty. He was the serial killer in that movie. But when you look at Stanley Tucci's face on cam, like you can't help but be like, yo, that's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I love what's the movie with the models and everything, and she's being evil and she's devil and Prada, wearing Prada.
Devil Wears Prada. Yeah.
There you go. That's the one. Like, did you know he was roommates with Ving Rhames in college at Stanford? He actually gave Ving the name Ving because he used to call him Ving.
Okay.
So he gave him that name. So they were roommates. That's like a cool little movie trivia knowledge that I know. They put that up as trivia fact at the Regal where I was watching. That's how I know that fact. So wow. It's official whistle. Tory Lanez is on Power. Netflix. I haven't seen it. Yeah, watch Wu-Tang. It's on Hulu. That's where I've been watching it from. Check the Whitney Houston movie out. That is on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I Want
to Dance with Somebody.
I watched it with Kiki, and like I sometimes I'll sit her down and make her watch movies. This was one of the movies she like. I even fell asleep and she stayed there. I like woke up. I was like, damn, it was good.
Have you been keeping up with Ghost too?
No, I haven't watched. I watched one half episode of Power because it came out the same time as what's the one on Fox with Juicy?
BNF?
No, with Juicy.
Oh, Snowfall.
No, with Juicy. This is back in the day, like I'm Lucius Lion. I'm Lucius Lion. Yeah. Welcome to Empire. Welcome to my empire. Remember Empire? No. I made it through 3 minutes of Empire before I was like, no, not gonna happen. And then with Power, I just never got into it. I just didn't.
So you haven't been watching the spinoff?
I haven't been watching the spinoff. Even when it was originally on, I would catch like a little 10 minutes, 15 minutes here. But it's something that
have you been watching Raising Kanan? Have you been watching BMF?
Nothing from 50 at the moment. I will definitely do it. I'm definitely going to get to it. Yo, shut up. Don't look at me like that. You just told me you just watched Oz like a couple of months ago recently. Stop it.
I watched the whole series. You know, I watched The Wire for the first time like 5-6 years ago.
Right. So don't look at me with that face. Like, why? I ain't got time. It's on demand. I'm gonna get to it. How many seasons of Power is there though?
Maybe like in between 6 to 8. Not 8. 8's too much. Maybe 6.
About 6, and then Power Book is probably like 4 or 5, maybe 4.
The spinoff is like 3.
Okay,
we're on the 3rd or 4th season, maybe.
And now we have
like 3rd season. I think the spinoff is we're on the 3rd season.
And then what's up with the BMF? I haven't watched it. I've watched
BMF. Only 2 seasons so far.
I started back watching Snowfall this week. Like,
I am behind on Snowfall. I don't know what the hell's going on. I didn't watch the previous season, and so I'm never started this season that just ended.
Oh, okay.
So
I gotta watch the whole 50 Cent anthology. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that.
It's a good soap opera.
Yeah. I'm trying to finish The Handmaid's Tale. These are the things that I've been trying to watch. You put me on The Handmaid's Tale. I'm on season 3.
Okay. Do you know that there's a spinoff that might be coming called The Testaments? There's a second book.
Oh, okay.
Called The Testaments. And the book is written from the perspective of Aunt Lydia. The second book.
Yo, she's such a good actress. Cause you want to know why I know?
So good.
Because I can't stand Aunt Lydia. Can't stand her stinking ass.
So the book explains why Aunt Lydia the way that she is, and you're able to understand
it's her mom.
How she's actually put in a place of power, but she's trying to negate and help.
Like I do get that sense, even through where, because come on, you're the lady, and then she's kind of giving you lip. You could have been cut her tongue out, took her eye. You could have did that, but she is kind of like she seems to me like a true believer of all of that. Bullshit.
Well, nah.
Oh no, she's not about
not so much. But this last season that you're on, you get to see more of her human side, to where she has a level of compassion.
Okay, that's when they chip her up. She got chipped.
It'll come out. Yeah,
she got chipped up. All right. Yeah.
Well, this has been a pleasure,
guys. We did this. Hey, chat, give it up for my guest, Dana Rochell. Raquel. Give it up for Dana Rochell, everybody. Dana, you gotta come back. We gotta do this again.
We gotta do it again.
Yeah, we gotta do this again. Because as you can see, when we do a show, we don't stick to it. We go on what we do, and that's what we do, because that's how it happens. You guys are watching the... Dana, you got anything to say?
Be blessed, be safe. That's all I got.
Be safe. She said it. From her mouth to your ears. Flash, you got anything to say? You know it, Flash. It is something. No, but seriously, guys. That's the theme music. Dana, thank you, cousin. Tell my auntie
Thank
I
you
love
for
her.
having me.
Tell everybody we're gonna see him soon. And please send me .223 ammunition. I need it. Everybody needs it. Let's go. Applause. That's right. That was our show. We talked about some of this stuff.
That was fun.
Right? We're still on here. But now I'm